In this video, I want to show you how to use the emulator program to test your program, and want to make sure that you understand that when your emulator is open, that you do not need to shut it in order to run the program another time. So here on this screen here, I've actually run the program once, and so it has displayed. And usually the very first time that you run the program, if the emulator is not open, it takes quite a long time for that emulator to load up, depending on your platform. On the Windows platform, it seems to take a very long time on my computer. On my Macintosh environment, it seems to be a little bit faster. But here, once your emulator is up and running your program, you do not need to shut the emulator. If you make a change to your program, all you need to do is click the Run again, and it will relaunch the program onto the emulator and start the emulator over again without having to load the emulator into memory. Once your program is up and running, like most mobile apps, it does not have a terminate. So you need to use the buttons on the cell phone just as if you would a normal cell phone to close the app. So down here on this bottom on a Nexus cell phone, I'm going to come and click on this button in the center here, and that's going to close my app and bring me back to the main screen of my cell phone. If I want to open that app up again, I can come in here and click on this button here, and that opens up all my apps, and I can see my two convert programs out here, and so I can run the one of them. By clicking on it, it opens it back up again and brings me back to the screen here. Now, when you are running your program and maybe you have an error in the program, you might have to terminate the program before trying to run it again. So just go in here and close this like this, and that will terminate your program on this side, and you can try running it again. Okay, another thing to point out is that when your program is running, I'm going to go ahead and enter a few things in here. I put in a temperature of 30 and a temperature of 0, and I want to convert from a Fahrenheit to a Celsius temperature. I would leave that at 0, leave this at Celsius, and I would click on convert, and it gives me the minus 17 degrees. If I click back behind those numbers, I can erase those, and I can enter in a new temperature, and I can change this to Fahrenheit, and I can convert again, and it will convert the 32 to a Fahrenheit number, a 32 Celsius to a Fahrenheit number, which is 89.6 degrees. If I wanted to take a 32 Fahrenheit temperature and convert it to Celsius, I would just do that, and it gives me the value of 0. So I can keep running and testing my program over and over and over again in this emulator program. So I don't have to re-execute the run within the Android Studio program in order to run my program. Again, to exit the application, I would just come down to this button here, and I could click on the 0, and it closes the app from my screen.